News. The next step in attempts to out President Cyril Ramaphosa from office over his Phala Phala farm robbery is just hours away. The National Assembly Speaker will receive the Section 89 panel's report this morning on whether there is a case for the president to be impeached.
So that three-member body looked into claims of a cover-up after thieves allegedly made off with millions in foreign currency from the president's Limpopo farm back in 2020. Our reporter Erin has more.
After the independent panel into Phala Phala hands over its report, MPs will consider it ahead of a special hybrid sitting. Already, opposition parties are planning their next steps.
Our concern is that they'll come and say, based on what was in front of us, we could not ascertain that, in fact, the law was broken here. And so, as our way forward, if indeed the panel comes back and says that they can't find prima facie evidence, we will resubmit our ad hoc request, our ad hoc committee request, with obviously the updated information from the panel.
The panel must decide if there is sufficient evidence for an impeachment vote against President Cyril Ramaphosa. He stands accused of money laundering and an alleged cover-up over a burglary at his Phala Phala game farm, in which a large sum of US dollars in cash was stolen. Former spy boss Arthur Fraser opened a case against Ramaphosa, claiming he was acting in the interests of justice. Civil society groups have been keeping tabs on developments.
And the president, who's, largely presented himself as a anti-corruption leader, someone who's on the right side, at least of his party, in terms of trying to pursue accountability for corruption, hasn't been really clear on really basic issues. And even the analysis I'm seeing on the tax and on the exchange controls seems like there's a potential out for the president on technicalities.
One analyst expects rumblings in the ANC.
I would like to point out that they also have a constitution that then becomes invoked should the panel finds out that the president has got something to answer. Rule 16.7 of that constitution demands, of course, that if there is in some kind of incapacity of their president who is sitting, the deputy would need to come in here and act.
Meanwhile, the Hawks have gathered almost 70 statements in its probe into the matter.
At this stage, we can't say how many other witnesses we are going to get because each witness provides what he or she understands. Previously, only one statement was made public by the complainant who have provided it to the media. But the rest of the statements are actually in the docket.
Ramaphosa maintains his innocence, claiming the figure stolen is much lower. But the controversy is denting his leadership credentials.
On the 1st of June, Fraser walked into this police station with a 48-page statement on Phala Phala. It brought political turbulence for Ramaphosa. 5 months on, he faces calls to step aside. And those pressures won't relent before the ANC conference, whatever Mwobo's panel decides. For Newzroom Afrika, Channel 405, I'm Erin in Rosebank, Johannesburg.